Hey everyone, welcome to my recent game pickups for the month of May. I've got over 30 games here to show you guys, so let's go ahead and get into this. First up, I got two pickups for the Xbox One, and the first one, I got this primarily because, I really wanted to get another Xbox One game, but I didn't want to spend like over $40 on it, and they had this at clearance at GameStop for like 14 bucks. So yeah, I picked up Skylanders Swap Force, and I've played Skylanders, Spyro's Adventure, and Giants on the PS3, and they are definitely for a younger audience, but they are still fun. And I have to say, Swap Force is really good so far. I haven't played too much of it, but they added a jumping mechanic, which is really nice. It's something that I've really wanted in the past two games. And I have to say, I was really surprised by the graphics in this. It's just really nice detail in it, really bright and colorful. So really good graphics for this, surprisingly. What's cool about this is I can actually use the figures that I have for the PS3 games. I think I might have to overwrite the data on them. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. But overall, it's a pretty fun game. Then I picked up Wolfenstein: The New Order. I love first-person shooters, and this is a great game. Great graphics, great storyline. I'm really enjoying this game so far. It's been a while since I played it, but I need to get back into it. It's a really fun game though. Next, I picked this up at Goodwill. I don't know why. It was just cheap and it was brand new in the packaging, so I figured why not. I don't have a PSP. I may pick one up, use one up in the future, but yeah, I picked up UMD Video of Bewitched. It's not a good movie. I mean, Nicole Kidman is smoking hot in it though, so of course, I can't watch it without a PSP. But I just find the UMD video formats interesting. And back when I did have a PSP, I did have a few UMD movies, and it was kind of interesting to watch a movie on a PSP. So, I don't know why I got it. I still don't know why I got it, but. Next up, we've got Star Wars Jedi Starfighter. Very fond memories of playing this years ago. I actually got it for my birthday whenever it came out, like I guess in 2002. Wow. But this is, of course, a sequel to Star Wars Starfighter, and it just adds force powers into it. But a fun game. Fun game. Let's see. Let's go through these. So, GameStop had a really great sale where you could get select games. You can get 4 select games for $10. And so I went a little overboard on this. Picked up a bunch of PS3 games. I think I got like 16 around that. So normally when I get PS3 games, really any game disc-based, I prefer that it has the artwork and manual with it. But at these prices, when it was only like a dollar or two for each game, I didn't care as long as I got the game. So I've got a stack here. These actually don't have artwork. I think only one of them has a manual to it, but let's just go through these. First up, we've got Bulletstorm. This is a really underrated game. It's a lot of fun. It's over the top. The humor's over the top. The violence is over the top. But the gameplay mechanics in it are really fun. I mean, you've got a leash. You can grab people, pull them towards you, and then you can kick them, and then leash them again, or you can kick them and then shoot them. So you get scored for like style. How you kill people in it. So it's a really fun game. I definitely recommend this. You can pick it up cheap. Next up, we've got Fallout New Vegas. I played this years ago on the 360, and for some reason just couldn't get anywhere in it. But hopefully that's going to change now on the PS3. And I also have it on PC, but haven't gotten anywhere on that. So, but next we got Prototype, a really fun game. Really not much to say about that, but it's a fun game. Kind of came out around, I think, the same time as Infamous, and it is a bit similar to that. Next up, we've got Rage. This is an interesting game. Actually, did come with a manual on this one. I also had this for PC, but didn't really get too far into it. But it's a first-person shooter, kind of post-apocalyptic. It's pretty fun. Picked up Final Fantasy 13. A lot of people don't like this game. I like the story and some of the characters. I can understand why people don't like it. It is very linear, and I guess people do find that boring. But, it's, for me, it's an okay game. I enjoy it. Next up, we got Dead Island. And what was cool about picking this up was that the guy at GameStop, I guess, was new. And when he was trying to find this game, he was having trouble finding it. And he pulled out the Game of the Year edition and stuck it in here. And what's cool about that is the Game of the Year edition has all the DLC. And it wasn't included in the sale. So I scored on that one. And then we've got Infamous 2. I actually already have played through the majority of this. I got it free through PlayStation Plus. But since it was a digital download, I got to the end and couldn't access any of the side missions that, were supposed to be available. And so I don't know if there was some kind of, glitch in the download or something. So that's why I picked up this. And one day I'm going to go back through it. So next up we've got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. In my opinion, this is the best Modern Warfare game. It has the best story, hands down. I really enjoy the story in this game. Let's see, I also picked up Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I rented this years ago on the 360 and only got through a few levels, but enjoyed it enough, and I finally picked this up, and I already played through it and beat it. It's pretty fun. Not as good as Modern Warfare 2, but pretty fun. Now we've got Battlefield Bad Company. Really, really great first-person shooter. Great characters in it. They have great personalities, and it's just a really fun game. Next up, we've got Singularity. This is a cool game. Actually, I do have this on PC, and I did play through a little bit of it years ago, and wound up getting stuck. And I played through a little bit of this and got stuck again. It is a challenging game, but it's a cool first-person shooter. You actually have this device that can... There is time travel involved in this, but you have a device that can kind of reverse the effects of time. So if a bridge or stairwell is kind of just rusted and broken away, you can use that to repair it. So it's a pretty cool game. I definitely recommend it. It's definitely unique. Next up, we've got Alpha Protocol, the espionage RPG. Haven't really played much of this. I also have this on PC. Played a little bit of it, and it was okay. But I'm definitely looking forward to getting into this on the PS3. Next, we've got Assassin's Creed, the original one, and really the main reason I picked this up is just to complete my Assassin's Creed collection on the PS3. I actually already have this on the Assassin's Creed Revelations disc, where you can just install it directly from the disc. Oops. Move that out of the way. Next, we've got Batman Arkham City. Really, really great game. I got this free through PlayStation Plus, but just to free up space on my drive, I went ahead and picked up the retail version. And I still have a lot of side missions to complete, so need to go back into that. And of course, I have the Wii U version of that game, which is an excellent port of the game. That's another one I would definitely recommend. Uh, Next, we've got Max Payne 3. I kind of hesitated when I picked this up because I did rent it years ago on the 360 and didn't like it all that much. But this was just kind of a filler game to get for. But, I mean, it's an okay game, but I honestly prefer the first two games to this one. And we've got Mass Effect 3. Great game. I can understand the hate that people have for the ending. I personally didn't mind the ending all that much. And I honestly still haven't seen the extended ending that they did. But great game. Great game. Alright, well, that's it for all the games I got through that sale. So, for the lone... I think this is the only Wii game I got. Yeah, I picked up Endless Ocean Dive, Discover, Dream. This is one game that I've definitely been on the lookout for the Wii, and I found this at a GameStop that I haven't been to in a while for just $5, and it's in really good condition, so decided to go ahead and pick it up. And the game is interesting, if you can call it a game. I mean, the controls are kind of weird. You essentially just point the Wii remote in the direction you want to go, and I think you press the A or B button, and you just travel in that direction. And the controls work, but they're a little bit awkward. But it is an interesting game. It is relaxing. It's definitely different than most games. I mean, because the objective in this is to just explore. So yeah, interesting game. Let's see. Next up, we've got Far Cry compilation. This includes Far Cry 2, Far Cry 3, and Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. I'm really glad I picked this up. I've really been wanting to try Far Cry 3 for a while now. And I've been enjoying it. I'm a couple missions in, and it's a pretty fun game. I like how they've kind of designed it for really anybody to pick up and play. So it's an enjoyable game, and it has a good villain in it too, really good villain. Far Cry 2, it's okay. It is definitely okay. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, I love the 80s vibe that you get from that game. I just love what they did with that. It from what I played of it, it is a lot more challenging than Far Cry 3, but it's fun. It's really fun for what it is. Now, essentially, what this is, the disc is it's a Far Cry 3 disc with downloads for Far Cry 2 and Blood Dragon. That's essentially what it is. Now, I thought that Ubisoft did away with their passports, but apparently not. And when I went to GameStop, I asked for this. I didn't ask for it new, but the stupid GameStop employee didn't even bother asking me and just picked up the used copy. And I figured, oh, it's just a couple bucks. I'll get it used. It's fine. But I'm not really into multiplayer, so if the passport thing is still going on, then it's not a huge deal. See, next up we've got Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I found this at a store called Five Below. I remember looking online and seeing that they apparently had some video game strategy guides for $5, and so I actually passed by one and went in there, and they didn't have any strategy guides, but they actually had some games, and they had a crap load of these. So I went ahead and picked it up. This is a really cool game. This is, of course, developed by Platinum Games, and they make awesome games. They, of course, did Bayonetta. And let's see, think they did Vanquish. That was another cool game. But this has really fun action in it. You can control your sword in different directions. Pretty challenging, but a fun game. Next, we've got Zone of the Enders HD Collection. This also includes a demo of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Haven't played too much of this, but it's pretty fun for when I played. You're in a mech and you can fly around and you can fire. I think you can fire guns and stuff. It's been a while since I played it, but it's a pretty fun game. Now, next up, these three games I actually found at Goodwill. And I want to get into a Goodwill rant right now because, I like Goodwill. You can find, games there in nice condition sometimes. Most of the time they're in terrible condition, but you never know what you're going to find at Goodwill. But the pricing structure for video games is what I hate. And the problem is they don't have a pricing structure for video games. They price it off the format. So if it's a PS1, PS2, or Xbox or Xbox 360 or GameCube, usually those go for around $250. But if it's a PS3 game, since it's on a Blu-ray, they charge $5. It makes absolutely no sense, when you can get the same game on the 360 for cheaper. It's stupid. I wish they would change it, but they're probably not. So, but anyway, $5 for these games. It's really not too bad. So the first one I picked up is Dead Space 2 Limited Edition. And the sole reason I picked this up is because it includes Dead Space Extraction on the disc. And that's basically a port of the Wii game, but you can use the PlayStation Move. And I played a little bit of it, and it is a lot of fun. So, very happy to have this. Also, Dead Space 2, fun game as well. Next up, we've got Batman Arkham Asylum Game of the Year Edition. And, I got this thinking that I might be able to get additional trophies. That it would read this as the Game of the Year edition, because I know on on 360 I was able to do that. So I played through the game like 4 times. I got it on PC first. So with Games for Windows Live, I was able to get achievements on that. Then I got the Game of the Year edition on PC. So I was able to get achievements through that. Then I got the Game of the Year edition on 360, and then I got the regular edition on 360. So it was pretty ridiculous to be able to get achievements on all that, but sadly not the case with this. But great game nonetheless. And then I picked up another copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. This actually had the reason I picked it up is because it had a Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare in it, and I was thinking that I would be able to get trophies on it, but sadly it's not the case. So I did wind up selling the game because I've already played through that game multiple times. It's a pretty good game. Well, we're almost done with the PS3 games. Got 3 more. Actually had a buy 2 get 1 free coupon at GameStop, so I went ahead and picked up some titles I've been wanting to pick up for a while. First up, we have Ghostbusters, the video game. This essentially is Ghostbusters 3, and it's a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. Really, really good game. I picked up Resident Evil Revelations. I played this game. Actually, I have this game on multiple systems, but it's a really, really good game. If you love the original Resident Evil, then you're gonna love this. I mean, it gets back to the more survival horror, but I think it's a nice blend of the survival horror and action of the newer games. But really good game. And then I picked up Resident Evil 5. Say what you will about Resident Evil 6, but I like Resident Evil 5. I think while this definitely does have a lot more action in it, it's still fun. It's still fun. The AI in it sucks, but the game is fun. Next, I only picked this up because it was $5, and I enjoy the game. It's a fun game. It's X-Men Origins Wolverine Uncaged Edition for PC, and this is part of the Games for Windows, which I may actually do a video on that because I've actually gotten a decent collection for these Games for Windows, and I just like the way they look on the spine there. But really fun game. They do a great job of capturing Wolverine. So, great graphics in this. It does get repetitive. It is kind of a button masher, but really fun game nonetheless. Alright, so now I'm going to get into my Wii U games here. So, let's see here. I don't know if I covered some of these, but first up, these two are from Kmart, from their clearance sale. And these were the last games I was able to pick up there because they had pretty much sold everything else of worth there. So, first up, we've got Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games, Sochi 2014. I was going to let this pass me by, but realized that this actually is a Nintendo published game. So decided to go ahead and get it strictly for that, just so I could have, most, if not all, the Nintendo published games on here. It is definitely more for kids. And the mini games, a lot of the ones I played aren't too fun. But the graphics on it are pretty good, and I think kids. I think it's a decent game for a family to play together, but definitely more for kids. Next up, I was actually able to pick this up for $15, so not too bad on that. Then I picked up Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I was able to get this for $24. Really good deal on this. And the cool thing about this is I actually already have the game downloaded on my hard drive, so I don't think I'm going to open this. So I'm going to keep this sealed, and maybe it'll be worth some money someday, who knows. But great game, really fun platformer. Alright, the next game I have, next two games, are actually games that are out of print now. I'm pretty sure they are. And definitely getting harder to find in stores. And the price is just going to go up for them. So I'm glad I went ahead and added them to my collection. Now this first one, I was really surprised to find it at GameStop. The price on it, brand new, was $40. So this game is not worth $40. It's fun, but not worth, it's not $40 worth fun. But it's Wii Sports Club. And pretty much what this is just the original Wii Sports in HD. They have added some really nice things to it, though. They've added Miiverse integration, which is nice. Online play. You also have clubs that you can join on here. Plus, in some of the games, they let you they use the gamepad, like for golf. Here, you can actually put the gamepad on the ground and you can see the golf ball, which is pretty neat. But yeah, definitely not worth $40. I think I wound up paying about $25 for it, but I can't remember exactly what price is going for online. I think it's upwards of $50 now, so definitely want to try to pick it up if you can find it. And next up, this was one that I'm glad I was able to find. This is I saw this like weeks before I decided to pick it up at a Target that's like an hour away from me, and I didn't have the money at the time, and was thinking, well, if it's here the next time I come up here, I'll go ahead and pick it up. And so I went up there like 2 weeks later, and it was still there, last copy they had. For $30, I was able to pick up Game & Wario. Now, I definitely prefer Wario in platformers, but I do enjoy the WarioWare games. I think I'd prefer the original ones that came out on the Game Boy Advance. Those were a lot of fun. I haven't really enjoyed the newer ones, like the one on DS, do it yourself. That just wasn't too fun. I've only played a few of the games on here, but they're actually pretty fun, and they integrate the gamepad into it really well. There's one game where you get to shoot arrows using the gamepad. You know, just you pull back the arrow and let it shoot, and you can aim with it. And one where you take pictures and things like that. So, from what I played over it so far, it is pretty fun. But yeah, and again, the price of this, I think it's upwards of $50 now. I'm not sure, but it's, as I said, it is definitely going up. So if you want to try to get a lot of these out of print Wii games, definitely the time to do it is now. And I think this is it. Well, I guess I should mention this. I did pick up some of these Air Force NLA Turtle Beach this gaming headset. And you know, I'm not really sure why I got this. I don't really play games online. I was thinking of trying to maybe get the Call of Duty games on Wii U and maybe playing online a little bit with that. But you know, I was mainly, and you know, these were on clearance for like $6, and I was thinking it would be nice to have some headphones for my 3DS as well. So I went in and picked those up. And then finally, this is a game that I've been wanting to get ever since I got a Wii U, and that is Bayonetta 2. Man, oh, this game is so good. It's so good. I'm so glad I was able to get this. It went on sale at GameStop a week ago, and I knew I just had to pick it up at that price. I think it was like $45 around that, and I think it's $35 used at GameStop. So really good deal for that. So what's cool about this is it includes the original Bayonetta for the Wii U, and while that game looks pretty good on the Wii U, looks just as good as it did on the 360 and PS3, Bayonetta 2 looks gorgeous. I mean, there were times when I was playing that I would just walk around and just look at the scenery. I mean, it just looks amazing on the Wii U. And the game is a lot of fun. It is a button masher, and it is challenging, but it's a lot of fun. Great game. Alright guys, well that is it for my latest recent game pickups video. So as always, like the video, share it, and subscribe. Till next time.